Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Everything Entertainment Podcast. I'm your host, Jalen Bullock, and this is my co-host, Isaac Reynoso. If you notice today, we have some new studio lights. So thank you, Miller, for providing these new lights. They're wonderful. And we also will be using them for the first time today. And I'm excited. So if you guys could introduce yourselves. We have a familiar face as well as a new one. And explain why you guys are here.
Hi guys, my name is Pricila Cenobio. I'm a senior and I am the assistant drum major for the Redwood Marching Band.
Hi guys, my name is America Vasquez. I'm a senior and I am the head drum major for the Ranger Marching Band.
So what is the theme of this year's show?
The theme of this year's show is aquarium, and basically it's the audience portraying a little kid and like their first time at an aquarium. So basically they get to see all these different sections of an aquarium of different fishies and like sea creatures, and it's just like the emotions of a little kid's first time at an aquarium.
Perfect. Do you have anything you'd like to add to that, Priscilla?
No, I think she covered it all.
Perfect. So this your show was completely original. Most typical shows are like already done by like other schools and then like uploaded to like this site, so then any school could use it, but aquarium will be like debuted by Redwood. How does that not only feel like to be able to debut a piece that was created just for you guys, but also how does it compare to doing something that has already been done?
I think, specifically marching bands, the past few years we've had shows that have already been gotten by other schools, and we haven't had really the opportunity to showcase something that belongs to us, that was created just for us. Aquarium pretty much is like our debut. It's like our social debut. Like, we're going to be like, hey guys, here's Redwood. Here we give you Redwood Ranger Marching Band. Because now this is an original piece that belongs only to us, and we have a really high standard of being like, hey, we need to perform this show to the best we can so that other schools will buy it off. And it's kind of like saying, oh yeah, look, he copied my show.
Yeah, I think it's just if we should feel special. We should feel definitely very grateful to have an entire show made specifically for us. And I think it's just like this show, it means a lot. It should mean a lot to us, especially because we're the very first ones to be ever perform this.
Kind of going off of that, can you talk about some of the source material that went into composing the aquarium?
Yes, so we have aquarium from Camille Saint-Ange from his Carnival of the Animals. We also have the main theme song from the movie Abyss by Alan Silvestri. We also have Javelin by Michael Tork, and lastly Aquarium by Johan de Mea.
Perfect. Sorry, I got lost for a moment. How did the idea to do a show about the aquarium come to be?
As far as I know, it's Mr. Ray, our band director, has had the idea, this like concept of an aquarium on his mind for years, and I guess like now is the time that he decided to. And if anything, I feel like I said, the band should feel special that we get to be the ones who get to finally make his ideas come true.
Oh yeah, I agree with her. Yeah.
Perfect.
What do you feel are some of the band's strengths and weaknesses?
Our strengths is definitely in music. We have very strong players, very talented freshmen, especially, and obviously everyone is very talented. We're really strong in music, especially in percussion. Percussionists are really rocking this year. They have really, really difficult runs, and they're killing those right now, like good in a good way, obviously. And yeah, I think just the strength, and especially like our morale is very like, everyone's just very hyped this year, and I really like that. That's definitely one of our biggest strengths, and the way we feel about ourselves, and like just like the positivity, as much as positive as we are, that really like portrays on how we perform. And I think just as long as we all stay hyped and stay like positive, I think we'll really have an amazing performance. And then some weaknesses is definitely probably some marching a little bit. We obviously have some new marchers this year, some of them who are also sophomores and have never marched before, and then we have freshmen who are also still on it. But I wouldn't say it's entirely a weakness, because a lot of them are starting to get the hang of it. And yeah, I think that's.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, I think that's it.
Yeah.
Thank you. So over the summer, some of the members in band had the opportunity to go on a trip to Fresno to see a DCI show, which, for those of you guys that don't know, is a professional marching. So what were some things that you guys learned from seeing the professionals do that you were able to try to incorporate into the program?
I think a lot of it was specifically meant for brass. DCI is a corps that usually only focuses on brass, percussion, and color guard. And I think that brass really took off a lot of that. They were like, oh, here are our strings. This is what we need to sound like. We need to sound like a huge encore, even if we're a little like group of people. We also took a lot away from like their visuals. Like their visuals are insane. Like they'll do weird moves, and I'm just like, how is that actually possible? And they'll be playing like the most loudest chords ever, and I'm just like, that's actually very interesting. We also took away like from the lot, how they warm up is a very important piece of like warming up that we need to incorporate into our own warm-ups. We do sometimes struggles with warm-ups. I think it's because everybody's a little nervous to start off, but that warm-up specifically, when you go and sit around the circle of the chorus warming up, you just get like the goosebumps. If you sit in there, you will be like, oh geez, these are, ooh, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. We definitely took a lot of like the way they perform, the way they leave, they're all into it. And I think a lot of us, especially upperclassmen, we've taken a lot from that, and we want freshmen, underclassmen, freshmen, sophomores, and juniors to really put their all into this show, into how they warm up, because especially how we warm up, it like goes into how we perform. And so yeah.
So who are some of the people who are kind of like behind the scenes but help bring the show to life?
Our show was mainly, like we said, it was original. We have a lot of music design staff, a lot of visual staff, and obviously our techs and instructors who come and help out. But as for music, we have John Meehan, Christian Gillen, and Sean Glide. And then we also have Zach Stillwell, who are all pretty much who designed the show and music and put everything together.
Perfect. Do you have anything you'd like to add to that, America?
Yeah. Also, we have like our techs. Huge shout out to them, because they come all the way from Fresno just to be able to like coach us, teach us stuff. And our visual caption, who's been making a lot of visuals to really bring the show to life. And obviously, Mr. Ray, who's always behind everything.
Could you guys talk a little bit about the competition format and like how because there are different classes, so how those work, as well as like different categories in which you guys are scored on at competitions?
Well, we're performing in WBA, Western Band Association, and there's 5 different classes going from 1 to 5, 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, 5A. This year we've been in 4A, and scoring, it's it falls into the categories of visual, music, percussion, auxiliary, and most importantly general effect, GE. And it's it's almost evenly divided, but a lot of the scoring mainly goes into general effect. And basically our entire show is supposed to be general effect, and if we really hit it off on general effect, we'll really make it up into like first place.
Yeah, and just to reiterate, classes are based off on the amount of people that band has. Our band currently, sadly, we had to cap off on a lot of people because we did not want to exceed a limit that we were not prepared for. We wouldn't have the proper sources to compete against 5A schools, which are in most cases really, really supported, sponsored, and they have a lot of money. And I just think 4A is our spot, and even if we had to sadly cut off some people from not being in the band, I think we stuck with a really good group of kids who's going to make 4A really our time to shine.
Yeah.
How would you say that the season outlook is different from this year as compared to last year?
definitely like talent, but not talent wise, but like, musically we're stronger this year than we were last year. In percussion, we're also we're about the same, definitely, but we're definitely growing and like member wise in percussion. We just keep getting a whole bunch of kids in percussion, and like I said, morale and just the hype is insane this year. Especially like I said, the upperclassmen, they're all really just bringing spirits up, especially for the freshmen, so that they could really bring it on for the next few years.
Mhm. Yeah, last year at the beginning of the season, we did face like getting shut down by the district, and we were worried about the whole season. We were like, oh, what if we get shut down again? What if we don't have enough sources for any of this? And just now this year, we're like, you know what? This is our year. We're gonna make it ours, and we're just gonna showcase what we have.
It's beautiful. I keep getting lost. My apologies. What can this show, you guys went a little into it, but what can this show potentially set Redwood up for going forward?
This show, wow. I think it's just like it'll really just show the public and there's our school specifically what we can really do if like even like whether we have a lot of support or we have very little support, we're gonna keep doing what we love. A lot of us we have a lot of passion for music, and so obviously we want to portray that passion. And I think just if everyone in the band had just really shows all that, I think we could really grab attention from many other cities, other instructors, and get and get really just get high up there, become more recognizable from the public.
Yeah, I agree with her. Recognition is what we're gonna get. We're gonna definitely stand up at those top tier schools. Since we are going down south this year for championships, down there is a lot of competition. A lot of competition that compete usually in WGI, higher classes of WBA, and we're gonna set a standard and be like, hey, we're competing with big schools now, and this is our time now.
Perfect. You guys went into a little bit now, but what do you hope to achieve, not just like at the competition level, like competing against, the other schools in your class, and just for, everyone that competes in WBA, but what do you want people locally to be able to say about the Redwood Band Program?
That we're the best. I want people to say that, oh, wow, look at Redwood. Like a few years ago, we were a really small band. We weren't the best marchers. We were exceptional in music, yes, but we weren't really high up there. Everybody's like, oh, yeah, it's Redwood. They're good for sports, but their band is meh. So I really want people to just to be like, Redwood, yeah.
Yeah, I just want to bring, like, specific name for us. Like, how, like, our football, like, the football team obviously is very killer. They've been killing it these past few years. And they're like recognized for the amazing players they have. I want us to be recognized not just specifically by our players, but just like how we are as a band. Like I want them to know us as like the band like that puts their all into it, the band that started from almost like being like meh or whatever and really just got themselves up in the ranks, up in recognition and everything.
Perfect. And lastly, is there anything else you guys would like to add?
Just support your band. Yeah.
Support the band. I promise you guys are going to love the show, especially when it's done. And yeah. Huge shout out to the band. Love you guys. I'm very glad that I got to stick with you guys this year.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Before we end today's podcast, just to talk about a couple upcoming events in the arts. On Monday, we have the band showcase. We'll be at Grupetti Stadium, where once again you can see the band from all 4 high schools in Visalia, along with their dance teams and cheer teams. Gates open at 5:30. The program will start at 7. So it's definitely something that you guys should try to go and see if you are available. Tickets will be $5 a person, but if you're going as a family, it's $20, and that is not dependent on like a certain number of family members. So that's definitely something to try to make it out to. On October 8th, at Washington Union in Fresno, band will be having their first competition. Not sure on the start time for that one, and it's in Fresno. But definitely, if you can make it to Fresno, definitely something.
I think I checked the website, and I believe we are on at like 7-ish, 7:15-ish. So
Perfect.
there
Well,
like
you heard it here
6:30.
first. Perfect. And then on October 14th, we'll have our choir concert, which will, of course, be at LJ. And Isaac, if you'd like to say anything about that.
I think I said it was the 4th in the last one, and
Yeah.
that was just like an issue. It was the 14th in some places, the 4th in others, but it's the 14th for sure.
Perfect. And we'll be starting at 7.
Around that time, probably. I'm not
Perfect.
entirely sure yet.
Perfect. We'll get some more clarification on that. And yeah, October is definitely going to be a big month for the arts. We have Space Pinterest Wars on October 5th, 6th, and 8th. I'm literally looking at the poster right now. And that will be at 7 p.m. in the Wordery Theater. Tickets $8 at the door, or go to Redwood Rangers Drama Lotus.com, or go into the bulletin and the link will be there. But I want to lastly thank you guys. You guys were great interviews. I want to thank you. Your preparation for this, Priscilla was stressing. Really has notes full.
She's always the one that's always prepared.
So I want to just thank you guys a lot. I'm really excited to see how the season turns out, what we could do, and hope to hear from you guys soon, hopefully with stories about success. But yeah, once again, I'm your host, Jalen Bullock. This is my co-host, Isaac Reynoso, and this is the Everything Entertainment Podcast.